The next morning, the villagers were shocked to find the girl's body floating on the river. Her skin was cracked and decaying. It was a horrifying sight. Strangely, that same morning, news spread that a child from the village had mysteriously gone missing. So what really happened?
In a small rural town in China, a married couple often quarreled. One day, the wife suddenly died. Her parents suspected that her husband had killed her, though he firmly denied it. Unsure how to prove it, the wife's father proposed a test. That night, the husband must spend the whole night alone with her body. If he was guilty, her spirit would return for revenge. If morning came and he was unharmed, they would let the matter go. That night, the husband sat huddled in a corner while his wife's body lay in the middle of the room. Outside, her parents secretly watched through a crack in the door. Suddenly, the corpse moved. It began to laugh, a high, eerie cackle. The husband froze in terror, squeezing his eyes shut. Slowly, the figure rose and stepped toward him. In a deep, rasping voice, it growled, "Give me back my life." The man fell to his knees, begging for mercy. Outside, the parents were convinced they had found their murderer. But just then, another woman came running up to them. The father stared in shock. "Wait, aren't you supposed to be inside, pretending to be her ghost to scare him into confessing? How are you here?" The woman looked confused. "I'm sorry, I'm late. I just arrived." A chill ran down the parents' spines. Their voices trembled. "If you weren't the one inside, then who was it?"
This is a true story that happened in Hong Kong. One night at a late-night restaurant, there was a delivery order. The staff carefully wrote down the food and the delivery address. The delivery guy went to the location, which was an old apartment building. He quickly found the right unit and rang the doorbell. The door opened slightly, and a hand reached out to give him the money. The person told him to just leave the food at the door. It felt a little strange because he couldn't see the person's face, but he didn't think too much about it. He took the money and went back to the restaurant. When he arrived and tried to give the money to his boss, he realized the money had changed. It was now ghost money, paper money used in funerals. Frightened, he called the police. When the officers arrived, the doorbell wasn't working, and no one answered. In the end, they broke the door open. Inside, everyone was shocked. 4 skeletons were sitting around a table with playing cards scattered on it. Police said they had been dead for at least a month. But the strange thing was, the food on the floor looked fresh, like someone had just eaten it. My mother went out in the afternoon, but by 10 p.m. she still hadn't returned. My father, worried, kept calling her, but she didn't pick up. Suddenly, there was a loud, urgent knocking at the door. My father rushed to open it, and there she was. My mother stood silently at the door, said nothing, and quietly walked straight to her room. I hurried after her, asking, "Mom, are you okay? Why are you home so late?" But she didn't answer. She simply closed the door behind her. My father and I stood outside, deeply worried, unsure of what had happened to her. Then the phone rang. My father picked up. On the other end, a cold voice said something that froze him in place. "We're calling to inform you. Your wife was involved in a traffic accident. She didn't survive." I was stunned. Trembling, I slowly turned my head toward the closed room. If my mother had died, then who, or what, was in that room? A young man bought a house in the countryside. From the window, he could see endless rice fields stretching far into the horizon. He was very pleased with his new home. On his first morning there, he looked out the window and noticed something strange. A scarecrow standing in the field. Oddly, he hadn't seen it the day before. Thinking someone had just put it there, he didn't pay much attention. The next day, he looked again and felt that the scarecrow was a bit closer to the house. Maybe someone's just playing around, he thought, and brushed it off. On the third day, when he opened his eyes, he was startled. The scarecrow was now standing right outside his window, staring into the house. Frightened, he wondered who would play such a prank. Still, he assumed it was just some village kids and let it go. That night, a heavy storm hit with thunder and lightning. The next morning, villagers found a scarecrow dressed in human clothes standing beside the man's house. The young man himself had mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Have you ever heard of the game Four Corners of the Room? Let me tell you about it. One night, during a power outage, 4 college roommates decided to try a game they had seen online. In the dark, each person stood in one corner of the room. Then, following clockwise order, each person would walk to the next corner and touch the hand of the person standing there. A touched B, B touched C, C touched D, and D touched A. According to the instructions, something unexpected was supposed to happen. They kept playing until they were all tired, but nothing strange occurred. Disappointed, they stopped. Suddenly, one of them froze, realizing something, and screamed in terror before running out of the room. The remaining 3 were left confused and speechless. Can you guess what made him so afraid?
This story is about a group of friends playing hide and seek at night. Nick was the seeker. He started counting 5, 10, 15. Everyone else scattered to hide. When Nick reached 100, he started looking for them. Tom hid in the bushes. Jake hid behind a wall. Nick eventually found all of them, except for Lily. Nick went deeper into the forest to look for her. Outside, the rest of the group waited and wondered what would happen. After a while, they saw Lily coming out, but she wasn't with Nick. She was with her older sister. It turned out her sister had come to take Lily home because it was already late. The friends looked at each other and agreed it was time to go home too.